Welcome to NBA 2K18 Flashback Friday. This is actually a what I started actually as an offline, uh, offline my league really with the Phoenix Suns, and I actually took a roster off of Operation Sports. MJ Wizards is his name, and ultimately recreated the 1990-91 season for the Phoenix Suns as well as the NBA in general. I was excited to kind of do this. So, I used to be a huge Phoenix Suns fan back in the day. I grew up in Arizona, so the Phoenix Suns were my top team. Right around this time, I was a big Phoenix Suns fan, but I was also a big Michael Jordan fan. And so this season is actually the season where Michael Jordan wins his first NBA championship, actually, as they face the Los Angeles Lakers and Magic Johnson. But around this time, the Phoenix Suns were pretty good, but they just couldn't quite get over the hump. Until they really, traded for Charles Barkley, but that really doesn't happen until the 1992 season. But this was my, by far, well, I shouldn't say by far. This was my, one of my most exciting times, obviously, as a Suns fan, with players such as Jeff Hornacek, Kevin Johnson, Tom Chambers, Dan Marley, Xavier McDaniel, Cedric Ceballos. Those are kind of the top guys for sure that we were excited to have on our squad. Again, though, it ultimately the Suns didn't really quite get over the hump until they actually traded away Jeff Hornacek for Charles Barkley and then made it to the finals against Michael Jordan and the Bulls. But I kind of wanted to recreate this as best as I could, so I decided to use MJ Wizards, his rosters, and ultimately take control of the Phoenix Suns. So I'm kind of excited. I've actually started this. I started this a while back ago, but I haven't played it a ton. But I've been doing quite a bit of simming, so we're going to take a quick look at where the standings sit right now, which is actually kind of interesting when you look at it. We're going to take a look over here at the standings. We'll look by division. Currently in the Pacific Division, the Suns are leading. Again, these aren't necessarily all-time squads. They are actually, recreated by this MJ Wizards on Operation Sports. He was able to recreate these teams. He used the all-time Suns and the all-time Clippers and the all-time, Kings names really there, but he updated all of those rosters specifically, and then I used my league and dumped them all into this league in order to make it basically this entire all of the teams are from the 1990-91 season. So right now the Phoenix Suns are leading 33-14. The one that I find interesting here is the Los Angeles Lakers, who actually during this season in 1990-91, made it to the finals in real life. And so, but they are currently 18-29, so not a very good start for them. I think they've been kind of a little bit decimated by injuries. This is the season right before Magic Johnson decides that he needs to retire based on his health. So it's kind of interesting to see. You can see stuff scrolling down there at the bottom. This is probably by far, I was pretty young when all of this was kind of going down. 1990, 91. Actually, I was in high school. So it's kind of an exciting time. This time, in the 1990s. And then later on, there's kind of that good time for the Suns when they had Steve Nash, Amari Stoudemire, and Sean Marion. Those were fun times as well. But I'm excited about this one here. We're going to kind of follow this along here. We'll play a game here or there. My thought process is that I will also sim some games. And we'll kind of just get ourselves through the playoffs. I would like to ultimately maybe try to trade for Charles Barkley and see if I can do that as the Suns did. Technically, they didn't really do it until the 92-93 season. So we'll kind of have to see Um, let's go back here and take a look at the conference standings. We'll kind of have to see, where things stand at this, at the end of this season, moving forward. Maybe we'll just sim through the entire next season. I think I kind of got the drafts a little bit messed up. I think the draft that I actually have coming next is actually the Shaquille O'Neal draft. And so, he will come out basically a year early, if you will, in this, my league, if you will. So let's go ahead and kind of skip out here. Right now, it looks like the Utah Jazz sitting at 39-8. Almost the halfway point. I guess technically it's past the halfway point, but we're just kind of coming up on. If we look back here and get back into what our calendar looks like here, we are currently sitting at January 24th, coming up on the All-Star break, basically in a month, as you can kind of see here, down to the right. Still got a bunch of games before that, and ultimately the trade deadline. We're not going to worry about making any trades at this point, but just for fun, I think I want to go ahead and get into a game here and see. You can kind of check out the rosters, see what you guys think. Again, it's a lot of fun. I do want to let's just for fun, let's take a quick look at the Utah Jazz, who are currently leading. In the West here. Let's just kind of skip ahead. Again, a lot of these say all-time, but they have been updated by MJ Wizards to ultimately make them appropriate teams. Here's the Chicago Bulls with Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant, B.J. Armstrong, John Paxson, Stacey King, Bill Cartwright, Will Perdue, Craig Hodges, who currently actually is hurt, Scott Williams, Dennis Hobson, Cliff Livingston, all the kind of guys. And ultimately, this is the team, at least in the real 1990-91 season, won their first title with, obviously Michael Jordan leading the way, even currently now sitting at a 99 overall. So it's kind of exciting and fun to see these teams here. It makes me excited. This was a fun time for me with being a Suns fan, obviously, which is kind of why I'm kind of following through with the Suns here. But I was also a huge Michael Jordan fan. So kind of seeing with starting this season where technically he wins his first championship. I'll be interested to see if getting through this season he does the same here in NBA 2K18. It'll be kind of fun to see, fun to watch. Moving ahead here, just taking a quick look at the Cleveland Cavaliers, Mark Price, Larry Nance, Craig Elo, Steve Kerr, who's now actually the coach of, I don't even know what's going on with the game tonight. I kind of lost interest. To me, this game doesn't really matter unless Golden State wins it tonight, but he is obviously the coach for the Golden State Warriors back in the day, played for the Cleveland Cavaliers, later for the Chicago Bulls. Looking at the Boston Celtics from 1990-91, even though it says 85-86 there, again, this is a reminder that that's not necessarily the case. I took these rosters from MJ Wizards, and he kind of switched things up a little bit, updated the players in each of these, but these are kind of the I can't quite find my words. This is he kind of took these, updated this 85-86 team to really be the 90-91 team, and that's what I brought into my league. But Larry Bird, Reggie Lewis, Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish, Kevin Gamble, D. Brown, Derek Smith, all these fun players. This was I enjoyed this time in basketball. It was when I was a really big fan of NBA basketball. I've ultimately lost interest over the last few years. I kind of lost interest actually when the Phoenix Suns had their runs here most recently with Steve Nash and Amari Stoudemire and Sean Marion and all those guys. And after they kind of left and went their separate ways, and and actually mostly I've retired at this point, I kind of lost interest in the NBA. But still, I look back, and that's kind of why I ultimately got this game and got these rosters, because it takes me back. And so I kind of wanted to bring it to you guys. I thought it would be fun. Maybe there's some other folks out there that would enjoy it. Patrick Ewing on the New York Knicks, Maurice Cheeks, Kiki Vandeweghe, Mark Jackson, Charles Oakley, Gerald Wilkins, John Starks. Lakers, still have, again, this is the season before Magic Johnson retires. So they got Magic Johnson, James Worthy, Vlade Divac, Byron Scott, AC Green, Sam Perkins. Looks like all these guys are not injured. They're kind of struggling in my season here in NBA 2K18. I think that's the next game we're going to play just for some fun, nostalgic enjoyment here. Orlando Magic with Scott Skiles. This is before Shaquille O'Neal. So, we're still, basically a couple of drafts away from him, in real life. Although, like I said, I think I kind of messed this up a little bit. I think my draft is set up to be, that the draft is going to come a little bit early in this one here. I think I realized that pretty recently here. Just for curiosity's sake, let's take a look. If you guys want to see a little bit more of the teams and what they look like from 1990-91, let me know. I did want to take a quick look at the scouting stuff just to show you what's coming up in the draft. Let's just take a look at the draft board here. Whoops, nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Where do I need to go? Mock drafts, maybe? I mean, you can see as of right now. So, yeah, that's kind of what's coming here. So I did do this a little bit wrong in that this draft is going to end up coming after the 1991 season, which is a year early, really. Shaquille O'Neal kind of came out after the 91-92 season. So this is, I kind of messed this up, but that's all right. This is my own little world anyway, obviously here. So, looks like at this point, this is how it's coming down. Memphis Grizzlies are maybe going to get number 1. Again, we're about halfway through our season. Maybe that's where Shaquille O'Neal is going to go. Maybe the Pelicans, although that shouldn't be right, are going to get Alonzo Mourning, Christian Laettner. I mean, this is kind of how it all went down back in the day. We'll have to see whether or not that's what happens again this time around. But Lyle McDonald is not who the Suns picked around that time. I actually think in this draft they picked up Oliver Miller, if I remember correctly. So that's kind of there. He actually goes. Looks like he's going to go potentially to the Heat. But back in the day, that's who the Suns picked. And ultimately, along with him, he never really played that well. He was a kind of a heavy set guy who struggled a little bit. Kind of keeping his weight off. He had some good times and at points. You can even see there 6'9", 343. I think he just kind of struggled with his weight. There was times when he looked really good. When we kind of brought ultimately Charles Barkley onto the squad, he was kind of helped obviously in getting us to the finals that year. But we're still we're still just in the 90-91 season. So let's go ahead. We're still a couple years away, really, from the Suns going to the finals because they didn't really go to the finals until the 92-93 season after they traded for Charles Barkley. But let's go ahead. Let's get into a game here. Let's skip ahead here and get out. And I kind of want to come into this Lakers game just because I think that would be fun. So let's play this game, and we will go ahead and we just want to simulate these games here. We want to go Suns and the 90-91 Lakers. Phoenix Suns, injury issues. Dan Marley with a severe right ankle sprain. That's not good. We've already got Kevin Johnson out. So having Dan Marley out now is not a good deal here. Jeff Hornacek, again looking at our team here, Jeff Hornacek, Dan Marley, who's now going to go out with injury. It doesn't leave us a whole lot in the guard department because Kevin Johnson is also out, and he's been out for quite a few weeks now with I think he actually dislocated his kneecap, according to the injury report. But now we got to change things up and get Dan Marley out of the game with a severe ankle sprain here. So let's I guess our only other option at this point is to put in Nigel Knight, I guess. He's really the only other guard we've got, so I guess we'll just have to trade him out. We got to knock down the minutes here. We probably should give some of those minutes back to maybe Cedric Ceballos, although he's already at 35 minutes. Dan Marley, whew, that's a tough one. This is going to make a tough stretch of time here for the Suns without multiple guards, including Kevin Johnson and Dan Marley. It's not necessarily how I wanted to start this thing here. I kind of wanted to have a fun game playing so I could show you guys how this goes, but we were kind of starting off here without much to play with here. Let's just up some of the minutes for these other guys. Xavier McDaniel, we'll go ahead and give a few more minutes to. Give a few more minutes to our center. Just to kind of even out these minutes here. We need to probably give some more minutes to Mr. Nigel Knight, because we're going to be struggling here with only a couple of guards. We may have to think about signing somebody. But let's see what happens if we kind of skip ahead to this game anyway. Hopefully we don't have any more injuries, or else we'll really be in trouble. Whoop, and we do. Right as I say it, that's not good. So now we've got another injury to Xavier McDaniel. We're gonna have to think about doing something here. Signing somebody, is now we're gonna have to basically trade out, put in Cedric Ceballos. Either that, or we're gonna have to come down to a really. Let's take away the minutes from Xavier McDaniel. Let's spread them out across the board here. This D. Miller's not a real player. We got a weird setup now going here. I'll give those, I guess, to Ed Neely. Oh, goodness gracious. What I really wanted to do was get to this Lakers game. See if we can get away. Still winning, so we'll still winning a couple of games. Xavier McDaniel's gonna be able to get back in here, so let's take back out. Let's take back out here Mr. Neely, who we had given basically Xavier McDaniel's minutes. Come back up here. Cedric Ceballos is playing well. Let's just keep him in the starting lineup. I think that makes sense. And we're winning, so why change something? Let's see. Skip ahead back. Let's get back to try to play this Lakers game. It's really what I want to show you guys. It's what I'm excited to see. It looks like we have a big loss there, but then we turn around and win. And now we are finally back to this game. Kevin Johnson looks like he's still on there. We should double check that he isn't. Just for curiosity's sake, let's take a quick look at the injury report. Make sure, see where everyone kind of stands with their injuries here. If I can take a look here, injury report, there we go. Just got to realize where everything is. Again, these are not all-time teams, even though you're seeing a lot of all-time players. It looks like Kevin Johnson and Dan Marley continue to be out. Dan Marley's got another 1 to 2 weeks, and Kevin Johnson still got 2 to 4 with that dislocated patella. So those guys will continue to remain out. But let's get into this game against the Lakers. Let's pick out some uniforms that are appropriate for this time. Oops, uniforms. Let's see. I want specifically if they're going to wear those whites. These are the ones that the Suns were playing with at that time. Let's get into this game now. Let's go ahead and get through this pregame show. Let's get into the game. I'm excited to play it. I've been using in a couple of games that I've played. There are 2K guys. Let's get through this stuff here. I just kind of want to get into the game. Playing at Lakers Arena here against the Lakers, but again, this is the 1990-91 Lakers. There is Magic Johnson in the game here. Fun to play with these guys. Fun to see these guys. There's Byron Scott. That ball is up and is going to get to AC Green, over to Magic Johnson. We got Jeff Hornacek on him. I don't remember him ever really being a very good defender. Out to AC Green, covered now by Tom Chambers. Byron Scott now got the ball, gets it into James Worthy, and he misses that one. But the rebound comes out to Magic. Wearing the nice Lakers jerseys from what they normally wear on Sundays. Nice move there by James Worthy. Cedric Ceballos comes down with it. We're going to pull up with Jeff Hornacek, and that one goes down. And that is going to make the score 2-0. Good start here for the Suns, as Jeff Hornacek's able to just kind of pull up and hit that short jumper. Oop, and that's a foul there. Was that on Cedric Ceballos? Looks like it was. James Worthy. Ooh, Magic Johnson there, and that one is up. It bounces around and goes in for the three. Looks like Tom Chambers is going to bring up the ball here, as we're kind of struggling to have anybody that can really bring down the ball. Cedric Ceballos. Try a little spin back move, and that bounces and that goes out. And here comes Magic Johnson trying to get this ball moving. Woo. Nice pass there, but that one, AC Green couldn't handle it. Get that one back to Carroll, who jumps up and gets that one in. That's going to make the score 4-3. Kind of interesting looking play, but it worked out. Magic Johnson just kind of moving around, going to isolate here against Jeff Hornacek. Step back jumper, and that one goes. Nice play there by Magic Johnson. Nigel Knight's going to take this one up here. Let's try to see if we can get an actual play going here. Get that into Tom Chambers. We can get a little jumper over AC Green there, and that one is no good. Magic Johnson with the rebound, and he is moving. Gets it over to Byron Scott. This is a lot of fun for me. This was a good time for me. And ooh, Magic Johnson with another step back jumper. This is when I remember the Suns being fun to watch. I enjoyed watching them around this time. Ooh, nice rebound there by Tom Chambers. Trying to get it over here to Carroll, back to Hornacek, over to Cedric Ceballos. Little step back jumper. Tom Chambers with another offensive rebound and puts it back up and in. Keeping this game close at 6-5. Woo! Byron Scott right up the middle. Now it's blocked by Cedric Ceballos. He gets it here, tries to get up to Tom Chambers over Magic Johnson, and that one goes in for the basket to make it 8-5. Suns trying to get up, if they get a chance, trying to run here on the Magic Johnson and the Lakers. Magic Johnson is trying to post up here against Jeff Hornacek. He gets it in and good. Not really a very good matchup for the Suns there, with Magic Johnson going up against Jeff Hornacek. Woo! Nice move there by Nagil Knight. Did that one? I don't think that one went in. It looked like it was kind of rolling around on the rim there. Or maybe just rolled off. Nice move there by Nagil Knight. Fouled by James Worthy. This is fun. This is a lot of fun. A lot of fun for me. A lot of fun for me. All these old players. Appreciate what MJ Wizards has done to kind of bring this to life. Ooh, everything is shaking. That is not good. Very early. There's the coach there for the Lakers around this time. I can't remember off the top of my head here right now what his name was. Why in the world can I not think of it? Having a little bit of a brain issue there. Byron Scott's going to bring this one up. James Worthy going to set the pick here. Trying to stick with him. Just a little floater there. That is good. And the foul. Foul on Nagil Knight there. And Byron Scott will go to the line. Try to get 3 points here. I don't know about the foul there, but it is what it is. Score now 9-9. Some of these players look pretty realistic to me. Reminds me a lot of, obviously, Tom Chambers again with the rebound. He's probably got about 4 rebounds already in this game here in the first quarter. Whoop, that was a little late. We got to Cedric Ceballos anyway. James Worthy tries to block it but comes down with the rebound. Comes over to Magic Johnson. Throws it up to James Worthy, but that one is missed on the alley-oop. Great idea. Not quite. Didn't quite cash in. Nagil Knight there missed what looked like he was a dunk attempt. Byron Scott back for the 3, and that is no good. Little back and forth action here. Gotta give that back. Kick that back to Tom Chambers. Back to Jeff Hornacek. Get that into Tom. The quick jumper, and that is up and good. I think we need to get him more involved on the offense. He's a pretty good offensive player. I think we got to get him going here a little bit. That's just his first 2 points of the game. He's been playing pretty good defense. Got already 4 or 5 rebounds. Now we got to get involved in the offense here. Byron Scott on the drive. Another floater, but that is, as you can see, followed up for the dunk. Nice play there. See if we can get a play going here. Jeff Hornacek's trying to get open, but just couldn't. Trying to get it over to Tom Chambers, down to Cedric Ceballos. He gets it up, and that is missed. He was covered by Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson moving the ball around, or not really, just dribbling the ball around, I should say. At this point, not doing a whole lot of the assist, which obviously he is known for. But at this point, at the 4-minute mark, or 4:42, Lakers are leading 13-11. Fun start here so far. I'm enjoying it. Maybe it doesn't really sound like it very much, but I'm still just kind of trying to figure out this game a little bit. I actually haven't played a ton of games here on NBA 2K18. I'm just trying to make sure I'm hitting all the right buttons and doing all the right stuff. Jeff Hornacek gets open and he is unable to hit it down, but Kurt Rambis is there with the rebound and the putback to tie up the score here at 13. Fun to see Kurt Rambis here on the Suns team. I know he played a lot of years also for the Lakers. Woo! Ooh, luckily that wasn't called a foul there. He got knocked down for sure. All right, let's see if we can get something going here offensively. Trying to run an offense here a little bit. I kind of have it set up to do a little bit of auto stuff just because I'm not really, again, not very good at this game really. Jeff Hornacek with the 3. And in the words of Al McCoy around this time, Shazam for Jeff Hornacek. Kurt Rambis on the coverage here of James Worthy. He just kind of dribbles right up and throws it in for the 2. Lakers now lead 17-16. Jeff Hornacek has to be our point guard here. He's going to shoot up another 3 there, and that one comes up just short. But Mark West, I think, was in there for the rebound and the putback. And we continue to kind of trade the lead here back and forth with the Lakers. And that one is up and good. Jeff Hornacek again bringing down the ball. Let's try to run a little something here. Just kind of follow the, we're going to try to bring that, woo! That's not really why we wanted to throw it, but it worked out, and Kurt Rambis now has 4 points. Nice assist there by Jeff Hornacek. But again, that wasn't really where I wanted to throw it. But that's all right. Again, I'm doing a little bit of a flashback Friday here with the Phoenix Suns against the Los Angeles Lakers in the 1990-91 season. Also, technically, a little flashback action just because, jumper there by Jeff Hornacek just misses, rolls out. Here comes Jeff Teague. He throws that one up and is missed. Nice rebound there. Let's come right back at him. That comes down to Rambis, who throws that up and misses. Nice pass there by Jeff Hornacek, but maybe just too far underneath the basket there for Kurt Rambis. Couldn't gather himself enough to get that one up and in. But again, we're actually doing a season, this 1991 season, playing some games. We're also kind of simming some games just to kind of see what happens here in this season. So far, the Suns are leading the Pacific Division in this season. I am about halfway through the season. That's kind of even the other aspect of why this is a flashback Friday. Before I actually started ever streaming here on Twitch, I actually kind of started this 1991 season and kind of played a few games, simmed a few games, and it ended up being about halfway through this season, with currently really the Phoenix Suns leading the Pacific Division, but really just in second place in the West to the Utah Jazz. Los Angeles Lakers are actually struggling. They're sitting at about a record of 18-29, which is kind of interesting to see, but I think they've been dealing with quite a bit of injuries, if I remember correctly. And so I think they've kind of been, oh, that was not a good pass. That was actually meant to go to Mark West. But I think they've been dealing with some injuries. You know, in real life in this 1990-91 season, you know, they ended up facing the Chicago Bulls in the finals. This is actually the first season, or the first championship that ultimately Michael Jordan and the Bulls won. Was against this Lakers team. Jeff Hornacek wide open for the 3, but he misses it. That's unlike Jeff Hornacek. I was hoping to get to say Shazam again. Davis now just kind of dribbling out here. I don't know what he's going to try to do here. Gets it over to James Worthy, and that one is up and missed. Xavier McDaniel comes down with the rebound. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter with the score 23-20. Magic Johnson resting on the bench there. A couple of shots here. James Worthy, Jeff Hornacek. A lot of fun. I'm enjoying this. This was when I was a lot bigger of a NBA basketball fan than I am now. I've kind of lost a little bit of interest, just with, ultimately, as I was, obviously a big Suns fan, But after they, kind of went by the wayside and have been struggling, I kind of lost interest. Basically after Steve Nash left most recently, I just kind of lost interest in the Suns and really NBA basketball in general at that time. Before that, I was really into it. I remember kind of living in Iowa for a period of time and staying up so late watching the Suns in the playoffs because that game was always the last game, the last game to be played during the playoffs, and I was always up way too late before work watching games. But kind of since then, I've kind of, I kind of lost interest. Wouldn't mind trying to get back into it at some point. Nice play there, Andrew Lang on the dunk. He's actually ultimately one of the players that gets traded to the Philadelphia 76ers for Charles Barkley. I may try to replicate that here in this my league just for fun. Would ultimately like to see Charles Barkley on the Suns, obviously, as that was when the Suns made it to the finals. Unfortunately, they had to face Michael Jordan and the Bulls, but Jeff Hornacek on the covers there should have got his hands up, but did not. Let's see if we can get something going here again. Jeff Hornacek dribbling around. Gets it over to Andrew Lang. Gail Knight. Trying to think about what to do here. See if we can get Jeff Hornacek here. And that shot is up and good. Shazam! Jeff Hornacek for the three. He continues to play well. It doesn't even look like I hit that one very well, but ultimately Jeff Hornacek made it anyway. He was a good shooter back in the day. I don't know if he still is. James Worthy gets in there. Mark West there with the foul. James Worthy now to the line for one here. I should have picked the old Lakers uniform just because this team would have wore all the short shorts. All right, Mr. Worthy, let's see what happens here. He's able to hit that one. Lakers now up by 3. Tom Chambers now back in the game. Let's see if we can get him a little bit more involved here in the offense. Well, let's not just stand around, guys. Well, let's call for a pick here and see. Whoop. And he's just going to pull up and miss that one. I don't feel like I had much other choice there, really, as the play clock was starting to tick down. Trying to play some tough defense here, but he's able to get away. Cedric Ceballos with the rebound out to Jeff Hornacek. I'm going to pitch it back whoop, to Tom Chambers, who kind of loses it there. Get it over here to Andrew Lang. Back to Tom Chambers. Oh, not Campbell there with the interception. Smith comes back with the 3 and hits it. And now the Lakers are up by 6. Need to get back on track here. Need to try to run some sort of legitimate play. Try to get it over there to Jeff Hornacek. He's about the only kind of offense I've been getting here at this point. Davis pulls up to Sam Perkins, and that is a dunk. And the Lakers have got things going here. Going to have to put a stop to it somehow. Part of it is we just don't, whoop, as you can see there, we just don't have the guard play right now with both Kevin Johnson and Dan Marley out of the game. We really just have Jeff Hornacek and Gail Knight. And so we got to find some other ball handlers. And we are going to have to call a timeout. The Lakers have now taken a 35-25 lead here with about 8 minutes left here in the second quarter. Tough start here, or I shouldn't say tough start. We were playing okay, but this second quarter has not gone the Suns' way. And the Lakers are kind of starting to take over here. Good timeout by the Suns. Let's see if we can get things back on track. Again, part of the issue is we just don't have the guard play. May need to really think about trying to sign somebody here or something. Ooh, and there is a foul, reach-in foul, and Magic Johnson. He's questioning the call, of course. I mean, why wouldn't you? You just slap the guy. Get that out to Tom Chambers here. Over to Cedric Ceballos. Down to Carroll. Up against AC Green here. See if we can just get it to the inside. He pulls down the rebound, and that is blocked by Eldon Campbell. Byron Scott now. He drives it into the inside there. Gets open and in. And it is now a 12-point lead. Lakers have gotten it going. We need to figure out a way to put on the brakes, or this may get out of hand. Get it back to our guy, Jeff Hornacek, see if he can put it into the paint, and he does with the three. That is, I think, his third three on the day. Byron Scott, reach-in foul. Tom Chambers. Andrew Lang going to cover here on the side. Jeff Hornacek covering Smith here. Going to get that ball into Magic Johnson in the post against Cedric Ceballos. AC Green on the pick. I just like saying these old school names. Woo! I was lucky that wasn't a travel. I don't quite know how that wasn't, but in any case, it is a turnover for the Suns. Lofted up pass there to, ooh, that one's blocked. Back out now to Byron Scott. Make sure we get him covered because he'll hit a three on us for sure. And he is fouled by Carroll. Lakers just kind of feel like they've got all of the momentum here. Byron Scott to the line, currently with 6 points and an assist. Make that 7 points. See if he can make the second one, and that one is up, and it is also good. All right, Hornacek, you might have to be our saving grace here. He might have to be the one, unless we can get Cedric Ceballos going here with some. It's Hornacek with a long three, and that one is good as well. He is going to be our saving grace here. He continues to score. Currently on fire. I think he's our go-to guy at this point for sure. Hitting that three from long range. Byron Scott continuing to drive the ball now to Magic Johnson. He's trying to back down Ceballos. May have to give him some help. Ultimately, we do not, and he misses, but Eldon Campbell comes down with the rebound. He's going to try to pick here, but Byron Scott goes through it. Dribbling around into traffic there. Out to Magic Johnson. Play clock is going down here. Johnson's got to do something, and he does not get the ball off. And that gives the ball back to the Suns. Here comes Kurt Rambis back into the game. Let's just see. I think our plan needs to be keep getting the ball to Jeff Hornacek as he comes open again. Pulls up, misses that three. Just wanted to see if we could keep it going. Not quite. Drew there into the lane. Magic Johnson now for three, and he makes it. And that takes the score back up to 9, or the lead back up to 9. comes Kurt Rambis. Looked like he was going to pick here. I'm going to bring him in to actually make that pick. And he rolls to the basket. Throws it over to Tom Chambers. I was actually trying to get that one to him there, but we'll try to get Tom Chambers through the lane there. He misses that shot. Lakers coming right back. Magic Johnson again for the three, but luckily he missed that one. Try to get the ball up here. Whoop. All right, let's pull this thing out here. Play smart. Again, we're kind of struggling here a little bit, so let's bad pass there. Intercepted by AC Green. And that one gets pulled up there. Carroll's able to come down with the rebound, get it out to Tom Chambers. See if we can get it over. We try to hit Jeff Hornacek there again. See if we can get another three by him, but unable to do so. Magic Johnson with the pass to AC Green, loses it, picks it back up, and that is blocked. This is a bit of a back and forth thing here. Let's slow it down. I don't know right now if this is our MO. This is the best idea for our team. Jeff Hornacek's our only guy that's making any sort of shots at this point, but he's also the one that I only keep shooting with, so maybe I need to start shooting with some other guys. Tried to knock it away there from Magic Johnson, but unable to do it. Gets it back to Eldon Campbell and over to AC Green. Now to Byron Scott, covered by Tom Chambers. Nice pick there. Kurt Rambis with the rebound. Cedric Ceballos lost it. Cedric Ceballos. Now covering Magic Johnson. Byron Scott gets open, and he hits the shot there. I don't think that was a three, but that makes the score now 44-31. 2 minutes left here in the second quarter. Really should have tried to get that to Tom Chambers. Did finally there, and he's able to hit the jumper. He's now got 8 points. Again, I think we need to figure out ways to continue to get him the ball. He is definitely one of our better offensive players. Trying to get the ball to Magic Johnson against Jeff Hornacek, and he, nice little fadeaway jumper there is good. He's now got 12 points. Try to get back to running something legit here. Get it back to him. AC Green with the interception, trying to get it back to Tom Chambers there. He was open. Drew pulls up for the three, and that one is good. And the Lakers again continue to dominate here in the second quarter. Suns continue to struggle. Just can't really get anything going. Lakers defense has stepped up. Not really able to get any sort of offense going. And that ball goes out of bounds to the Lakers. The Suns have no clue what they're doing. Again, we're struggling. Got some injuries. Got Dan Marley out. We got Kevin Johnson out. And so we're kind of struggling here with our guard play. Not a whole lot of ball handlers, people who can pass the ball. So we may have to figure out some sort of different offense or something to do that can hopefully get us going here. Davis with the pull-up jumper. Xavier McDaniel with the rebound. Nigel Knight here on the right side gets it to Cedric Ceballos. Thinking about doing something but can't quite get there. We're going to get it over here to Mark West. See if we can get him involved, and he pulls up and that is missed. Maybe that's what we need to do is get it back inside. Pull up three is no good. Long pass to West, over to Rambis. And that is going to be halftime with the Lakers leading 49 to, I think it was 33 there. I might have missed it. Again, the Suns around this time were coached by Cotton Fitzsimmons. Al McCoy was the voice of the Phoenix Suns. Some of his trademark, or what his probably biggest trademark, Um, Magic Johnson here hitting a couple. He hit a couple threes here in the first half. Jeff Hornacek hit a few as well. He's been the Suns' best offensive player here, really, in this game. At least shooting the ball. I don't really know. He hasn't really got a whole ton of assists. We could take a look here at the stats and see where things stand. Sam Perkins with the dunk. Magic Johnson again with the three. Again, this is a lot of fun for me. I enjoy saying all of these old names. This is probably bad shooting there at 39%. I do have 23 rebounds and 11 assists, just one steal. Lakers have 8 steals, so a lot of turnovers here. Jeff Hornacek does have 14 points and 4 assists, so he's going to need to continue to be the guy. But I think we need to figure out ways to get Tom Chambers involved. It'd be nice to see Cedric Balos getting involved with some slashing to the basket. He would be another person that can get us on the right scoring track. So we'll have to see if we can figure out ways to get him involved as well. But let's go ahead and get this third quarter here started. Again, I'm using MJ Wizards 1990-91 rosters. A lot of fun here for me. This is the time where I was really enjoying basketball. I've kind of lost a little bit of interest. Tom Chambers misses. A little bit of interest here more recently. Magic Johnson pulls up for the three, but that has missed. But of course, there is AC Green with the offensive rebound. Always been good at that, AC Green. Woo, nice move there by Magic Johnson. Puts Nigel Knight, but he ultimately misses. And then he loses the ball there on that one. Magic Johnson right around Jeff Hornacek with the foul. And that'll bring Magic Johnson to the line. He's having a pretty good game. He hit that speed burst and went right around Jeff Hornacek. Jeff Hornacek was never the best of defenders. But that Magic Johnson right there just made him look silly. I'll be interested to see, after this season, Magic Johnson, in real life, ultimately had to retire due to health reasons. I'll be interested to see if he, obviously doesn't retire after this season in this My League, what happens with the Lakers, how they continue to get better. The other interesting part is, as I mentioned earlier, is this is technically the team that is supposed to go to the finals to face the Chicago Bulls. Which ultimately the Lakers end up losing, and that is actually the Bulls' first championship, and so it'll be it's kind of the interesting part about this whole thing that I kind of enjoy. Kind of Cedric Ceballos gets in there. That is blocked by Eldon Campbell. Trying to get him involved. There's James Worthy back up the court, and that is a dunk, and that's going to take this lead to 20. Suns here are continuing to struggle. Can't really get any offense going. I have played a couple of other games here with against the Lakers actually in this season. But and before I played fairly well against them, but trying to get that into Tom Chambers, but that goes out of bounds, and it is a shot clock violation. Cedric Ceballos probably should have shot that one instead of passing it. But again, it'll be interesting to see where the Lakers go. Even just this season in this My League, because they're kind of struggling. Their record's currently pretty low. What a bunch of crazy spin moves there by Magic Johnson, and that one goes and takes the lead now to 22. We'll have to see whether or not the Suns have any spark left here to try to do anything. Making some crazy long passes. Not doing anything really very smart at this point. Let's get it out to Jeff Hornacek. That's smart. And he finally Gets him on the board here in the second half. Jeff Hornacek still covering Magic Johnson here. I don't know if at this point the Lakers are out of it. You know, we're about halfway through the season. My guess is that they probably are. So it'll be, it'll be a new story, a new history made here in my league here in this 1990-91 season. We'll have to see how it progresses, where it goes. I'm excited to see what happens if Magic Johnson doesn't retire. You know, where Shaquille O'Neal goes in the draft, where Alonzo Mourning go in the draft. It'll just completely change the landscape of the NBA. And again, this was my favorite time really in the NBA. You know, I was a big Michael Jordan fan, as well as a Suns fan. Maybe a little bit more of a Michael Jordan fan around this time, but I still obviously enjoyed the Suns being from Arizona. Let's get it to Jeff Hornacek again, see if he can hit another three. And that one is up and no good. He's our only offense. Really, it's the only person that seems like he can get open, even just a smidge. Magic Johnson now in the post. And that one is up and no good. Tom Chambers comes down with the rebound. Gets it up to Andrew Lang, but he loses it. And that is a turnover that'll go right back to the Lakers. There's Cotton Fitzsimmons. Looks nothing like Cotton Fitzsimmons did in 1990. Magic Johnson still in the game. There's Eldon Campbell running up the court. Pick there, Magic Johnson just pushing back here. Nigel Knight passes over to, let's see who that was, AC Green to James Worthy. Now to Smith here, and who steps back really and hits the three. Continuing to dominate this game are the Lakers. Tough one here for the Suns. Let's just see if we can bring out anything positive from this game at all. Other than, oh, that's not a good pass. Oh, but then I got the ball back and it ended up being a backcourt violation. That was a little bit silly. We'll play a little bit more here in the third quarter. If for some reason it just seems completely out of hand, we'll go ahead and, as it almost does now, but if for some reason we get a little run here, we'll continue this game as is. If not, we may just simulate the fourth quarter and see how it ultimately ends up. Again, the Suns are, short-handed here with Kevin Johnson, Dan Marley out. Really only have two guards here with Jeff Hornacek and Nigel Knight able to play. As Jeff Hornacek loses it. So it doesn't surprise me that we're struggling. That one is missed, but he's able to come up with the rebound. Comes right back to him. And then Sam Perkins with the follow-up dunk. And this game is getting to be a little bit ridiculous. Maybe it's just time to think about finishing it now. And there is Tom Chambers in to the inside. He misses it, but he'll go to the line 4-2. Tried to get it in there, just couldn't quite drop it in. Sam Perkins with the foul. Lots of crazy shake. That one is up and good by Tom Chambers. Currently averaging 17 points on the season. 9 rebounds a game. And free throw number 2 is up and missed. Interesting. Looked like it was going to be good to me. Drew now with the 3. That was going to come up just short, it looked like. Xavier McDaniel up to Tom Chambers. Over to Nigel Knight for the 3. That is missed. We probably should get on that guy. He might want to try to hit a 3 there. And that one is up and good. They continue to shoot the ball well, and the Suns do not. Try to get it to Nigel Knight there, looking for Mark West to come over. Andrew Lang. Nobody, seems like they're just... Oh, try to get it in there by Tom Chambers. He's trying to do something. Trying to get things going. Getting the ball to the inside there, but keeps missing the short ones. That time he wasn't fouled though. And that's a foul on somebody. I don't know who that was a foul against. Maybe that was an over the back call. Tom Chambers and Andrew Lang are going to come out of this one. Xavier McDaniel in and Miller is in. Trying to get it over there to Kurt Rambis. Ooh, had a chance to get there. Not quite. Xavier McDaniel up. Mark West with the rebound. Tries to get it back up and he gets fouled. No matter what, this is a fun game to play. Mark West just averaging 7 points and about 7, almost 8 points and about 5 rebounds per game, and he misses that one. Seems like I'm letting this release go a little too soon. That one bounces around and goes in to give the Suns now just 38 points here in the third quarter. Again, just struggling. Tough game here for the Suns. Unable to get anything going. And as you can see there, the Lakers are pretty much able to do whatever they want. Tough one. Tough game here for the Suns. Tried to last second throw that one over to Kurt Rambis. Mark West is able to come down with the rebound there. Xavier McDaniel now going to try to get it to the inside. Unable to do so. Trying to get it over here to Miller. He's going to toss one up, and that's going to be no good. Lakers get the rebound. Nigel Knight covering here Drew, but he gets lost in all of the people. Here comes Xavier McDaniel. He just needs a big he's a big guy. He's got to get things going. That is a foul. Just 3 minutes to go now here in the game. Get it down here to West. Let's give it back to McDaniel. Let's just see if we can get him to come in here to the lane and hit one. But no, but Mark West up with the rebound, able to get that one back in. Nice play by him to get the Suns to 40 points. Still losing, though, by 27. Very ugly game here for the Suns. Considering where our record currently stands, I think it's currently 33-14, I want to say. This is kind of going to be a tough loss. But again, the Suns are injury riddled. Losing Dan Marley, Kevin Johnson. Ooh, nice one. Sam Perkins just knocks it away there from Kurt Rambis. So really don't have any guard play. May have to think about signing one, just so we have somebody to do something for us. Here comes Xavier McDaniel. Woo! Trying to dribble the ball around, going all over the place. I feel like he's my only player here at this point that can really do anything, although Mark West is doing a pretty good job of getting the ball inside. That one is blocked. What a block there. Mark West actually made a nice move. That's another turnover. This game's just getting kind of ugly. Pass over to Kurt Rambis, who lays it in. Nigel Knight gets it over to him, and that's going to make the score now 70-42. We're going to make a comeback. We're going to make a comeback. As long as the game stays ugly, maybe. Kurt Rambis on the covers there. Scam Perkins with the three. He'll probably make that. No, he doesn't actually. Get that back to Xavier McDaniel. Probably should have passed that there, but get that out to Nigel Knight. Bounce that one in, but no. Smith there with the three, and that one is good. He continues to hit threes. I think here in the fourth quarter we may have to just give up on this one as it's gotten way out of hand. Trying to do too much now at this point, just trying to have some fun. Trying to get it up there, but West doesn't get it off. That is a shot clock violation with just 5.3 seconds left here in the game. I think even at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and say enough is enough. Continue simulation. See if for some reason the Suns decide to make a comeback. I can't imagine that's going to happen. Although maybe they are. Still down by 20. Having a nice fourth quarter at least. Just to at least make the game somewhat respectable. But there is the final, 83-69. We'll go ahead and end this game. It was an ugly one here for the Suns. Take a look at the game stats. Byron Scott led the Lakers with 17 points, a rebound, an assist, and a couple of steals. Magic Johnson, 16 points, 7 rebounds, just 3 assists, and a steal. James Worley, just 9 points and 6 rebounds. He did have a nice 3 assists and 3 steals. Sam Perkins with 9 points, 8 rebounds. Terry Teagle, John Smith, who I don't really think is a real player. Larry Drew is a real player. He had 7 points. Tony Smith, AC Green, just with 4 rebounds and a couple of points. Take a look at the Suns stats. Jeff Hornacek was the leader there with 24 points, a couple of rebounds, and 5 assists. He had 6 3-pointers in the game, so a pretty good game for him, although it ultimately wasn't helpful enough. Tom Chambers with 14 points and 15 rebounds. 10 points for Ceballos. 6 for Rambis. 5 for Mark West with 11 rebounds. And that's kind of it for the game. Again, I know I've said this a bunch of times already, but, you know, the Suns here with really just Jeff Hornacek and Nigel Knight really as the only guards to play in this game. So kind of a bit of a struggle for them here. Let's go ahead and end this game. Let's skip ahead a little bit more here. Maybe get ourselves to the All-Star break. Again, this is the San Antonio Spurs team that doesn't have Tim Duncan yet. You know, that's kind of where we're at here, sitting in this 1990-91 season. Kind of, you know, again, this is a fun time here. Phoenix Suns actually currently sitting at a 37-18 record. We've skipped ahead here a little bit on a couple of things. So let's go ahead and just sim up to... I just want to simulate through the date. Another loss. Today is the trade deadline. Would you like to stop simulating to make some offers? We're going to say no. Another loss here with now Xavier McDaniel with another twisted ankle. He was injured recently too at the beginning of this stream. So he is injured again let's just kind of leave the rotation as is and see if we can kind of get through this stretch. We actually get a win there, a huge one. 124 to 84 against Golden State. Very interesting there. And then another loss. So now our current record here going into the All-Star break currently sits at 38 and 21. Again, lost another one there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the standings overall. Where in the world are the standings? Let's come over here. Sorry. Let's go ahead and look at it by division. Still leading the Pacific Division, but not by much. Sacramento Kings are right there. Again, the Lakers continue to be at the bottom of the Pacific Division. I don't know if they're going to be able to change things here before the end of the season. Golden State Warriors 32 and 16. Excuse me, 32 and 26. Clippers 36 and 20. So pretty close race here with the top 4 here in the Pacific Division. Let's go ahead and take a look at the conference standings. So now the Portland Trailblazers have jumped ahead of us. The Utah Jazz continue to lead the Western Conference here with a 50 and 8 record. Great record, obviously, for them. Trailblazers right behind them at 41 and 17, and then our team, the Phoenix Suns, at 38 and 21. Let's take a quick look at the Eastern Conference. The Boston Celtics, again, this is not the 85-86 team. This is just the template that MJ Wizards use, so this is actually really the 90-91 team, but I don't know that you can change those names. But in any case, even the Chicago Bulls are sitting here at 39 and 18. This is the season where the Bulls and the Lakers supposedly go to the finals. It's not looking like that's going to be the case here. But in any case, that's where the records currently stand at the All-Star break. We'll continue this at some point here in the near future on another Throwback Thursday or Flashback Friday, depending on how I want to do it. I hope you guys enjoyed it this evening. We'll continue to kind of, do it this way as we can, play a game here or there, as well as, sim some, so we can get through these seasons, get ourselves to the draft, and see what happens here in our own story, if you will, in this NBA. See if we can change history, which it looks like it already is happening. I'm excited to see where things go. I hope you are too. Thank you again for watching. I appreciate it. Thanks for your support, and we will see you next time.